Yeah, Bobby G, what it do? I see you, my boy. What's up with you?
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. Enjoying this good weather out here in Vegas.
Right. Of course. And you know, me personally, I am hot out here in Jacksonville. Y'all know what it is, man. Big shouts out to everybody tuning in. Of course, we're just getting the show started today. Little bit of a change in scenery. Bobby, did you hear about the ESPN firings, which we will be addressing later on in the show? Did you hear about it?
I did. That's why my phone been on silent all day.
What? That is why I'm not in the studio. I am dodging them people, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're going to do today. We're going to do the show from the crib because we're going to stay safe. ESPN ain't give us no messages of whether or not they letting us go. So you know what we did? We said, you know what? That's all right. Why y'all got stuff going on? While you looking over the books, we going to pay you. Okay. And I'm just going to stay home today. But it's all good, man. So, of course, I got my guy Bobby G in the building. Uncle Scott will be showing up shortly, but you know what we gotta do? We gotta bring the people what they want, man. It's easy to bring the funk when you in a good setting, but hey, when you gotta face a little bit of adversity, we still gonna make it work. I promise you. So of course, let's go ahead and do it, man. Might as well hit the button and start the show.
This is RecRoomSports. Olympians carrying the torch, going where they don't go. We ain't lost. From the optics to the topics, we got this with synopsis. Think outside the boxes like Jay on the mic or your boy K Witt. Joe is my coach, T Sweat on the mix. All sports, even if you catch fish like Nate Diaz catches fists. You need to catch this episode, it's a can't miss. We go live and you should subscribe and X's and O's. We made our plan, yo.
Yes, sir. That's right. We back. Another Thursday in the books, man. It's your boy K Witt, your mama's #1 draft pick. And this is the Rec Room Sports Hub. Oh man, yes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man. It's crazy because, you know, as we begin to do things, we just got to dodge the people today. I'm sorry. That's what we doing. So I'm at the crib today, of course. But, of course, big shouts out to my guy, Brian Middleton. Brian, what it do? I know you're in the building right now. And we still going to do the show. Ain't no way we not going to do it. That's all. That's as simple as that. Then, of course, like normal, man, I got my brother in the building. One time for Cleveland Zone. And Las Vegas is home from Audible Sports Podcast with sports and life meet culture, and the Game Time 2 and 6 with my guy Big Mike. One time for our dude, Bobby G. What it do?
You're chilling, hanging out, getting this work in, enjoying this weather. Hey, a couple weeks away from football season. You know what I'm saying?
That's for sure. Yeah, a couple weeks away from football season, man. if you know, like I know, we are ready for football season. And of course, y'all know me, man. It's your boy K Witt, your mama's #1 draft pick. And I got to pick up them churn in a little bit. So we're going to get the show on the road.
Man, them kids.
Yeah, man. We gotta pick them kids up. What's going on, Jabay? We see you, man. We in the building today, Jabay. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe. So you know how we do it, man. Every day we start the show, of course, we gotta give a big shout out to everybody tuning in on YouTube and all of our social media outlets. So of course, big shout out to everybody following us on Twitter. That's at RecRoomSports. On IG, that's _RecRoomSports. On TikTok, that's going to be RecRoomSports Hub. And then on YouTube, that's at THEE RecRoomSports Hub, man. And big shouts out to all of my drivers, everybody out there on the road, everybody doing the little DoorDash, you doing the Uber and the little Lyft, or you on the big rig like my guy Jay on the 18-wheeler. What's going on, man? We're going to check in with Jay to find out his location because, of course, he is driving across the nation, meeting sports fans every day. So big shouts out to our guy, Jay on the MIC, doing what he does best. Man, I feel like we've been watching sports from afar, and it's getting closer and closer because football is around the corner. Camps are opening. Baseball, which we're about to get into, is about to kind of get into like that peak where it turns into like high speed baseball because we're getting closer and closer to the playoffs. And then camps are opening for football. The World Cup just ended. Like, it's so much going on, Bobby G, man. I'm excited to start the show. What about you, bro?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. They say camp starting next week. I think rookies report on Monday, veterans report on Wednesday, and their first active day of practice actually on Thursday. So yeah, ready for that. Ready, well, I'm not so ready for the trade deadline because the Guardians they'll never do nothing. They'll never do nothing. They let me down every season. So it's like
they might bust a move. You never know.
With
baseball, literally one trade can change the trajectory of a season. That's one of the fun things about baseball. And I'm not the biggest baseball fan, but like just one pitcher or one random hitter could change the whole trajectory of the rest of the outcome when it comes to baseball. But you know how we do, Bobby G. When we talk about,
gonna do it.
You're not gonna do it. You know how we do, Bobby G. When we talking about these current events, man, we got to do our favorite thing. We're gonna start off at the top. We're gonna play a little game called "What's the Word?" What's the word? Man, so we might as well go ahead and get right into it. If we are going to talk about what's the word, we might as well start off where we thought the word and get right into where we thought it was going to happen. Baseball is going on, of course, and there is a trade deadline looming. Of course, the baseball trade deadline is one of those moments where every team will hold their breath as they begin to cycle through who can make improvements to their roster and what we will have to give up. Farm systems, AAA players, AA players are all on the table when it comes to making your favorite baseball team better and possibly enhancing another team's roster for the future. So August 3rd, Monday, 6 p.m. is the trade deadline. The MLB moved away from the old fixed July 31st deadline, and now the schedule between the 28th and the 3rd is some of the hottest time in baseball. Names like Tariq Skubal, Mason Miller, Joe Ryan, Reed Detmer are all on the table when it comes to Major League Baseball. Bobby G, I need to know. Hold up, son. What's the word? What's the word for these boys about to be on the move when it comes to baseball and the trade deadline, brother?
Window.
Okay. Why window?
Window is because you ever like watch a movie or a show or a commercial or anything, and you see the kids outside playing football or whatever they're doing outside, and then that one kid he's either sick or on punishment, and he's just in the window watching everybody else have fun. That's Guardians fans. Trade deadline. We're just sitting here watching everybody else have fun. There's a better chance of LeBron James literally playing for the Monstars.
What?
Than there is of the Guardians making a splash trade at the deadline.
Wow.
We will see a literal Monstars team. And I'm not talking about like the best players. I'm literally talking about there's a better chance of the cartoon characters coming to life and playing basketball than there is of the Cleveland Guardians making a splash move at the trade deadline.
Wow. The Cleveland Guardians have to make a move, and we got to do it quick for Bobby G. But as we talk, as I live and breathe, Uncle Scott is in the building. Uncle Scott, thank you for joining us, of course. So, as we normally do, Uncle Scott, we are starting off the day with one of our favorite segments. You know what it is. Uncle Scott, what is your word for the baseball trade deadline looming on August the 3rd?
Underwhelming. I mean, there's not a guy there that you'd go out of your way to trade major assets. Maybe Skubal, but I think teams are going to be very hesitant on trading top prospects to get Tarek Skubal, knowing that he may just leave after 2 months. So I think it's very underwhelming that all these guys, I don't think you're going to see many big trades this year. I think you're going to see a lot of relief pitchers, utility guys, Tanner Bybee, guys like that to go. And that's the Bobby G, who's
get Tanner
Bybee. Headache keeps going and going.
Yeah, hey, listen, Tanner Bybee is out here in the streets. I don't know if y'all know that. Okay. Man. And then of course me, I got the word, and the word for me right now is going to be flash. Okay, that's right. Because in a flash, your favorite Major League Baseball team can change. I'm just saying, it could get worse, it could get bad. We just seen the 15 games by the Red Sox go like not necessarily unnoticed, but slightly under the radar. I feel like we weren't really talking about them up until we got to like game 12 because they were so far under 500 at the time. But now you look up and they're like, oh wow, could the Red Sox be, in the final wild card spot? Could they make a trade? Could they get better? Could they get worse? Something like that for baseball is a big deal. So just imagine, a good Yankees trade, because right now, Yankees are always somehow not at the top of the list when it comes to bullpens, especially when they need it. What if the Yankees gave up, a kidney and a lung for, right-handers or something like that, or Tariq Skubal, if we were just going to put it out there on the table? What if they did something and made a major move? Right now, and this is me with a novice stance of baseball, like the Mets spent hundreds of millions of dollars and they are nowhere near being where they thought they would be in the standings for baseball. So imagine if a team very similar to, Jay's Atlanta Braves or our Yankees, made a move to put them over the hump, and it didn't cost them hundreds of millions of dollars. Just like Uncle Scott said, imagine getting Tariq Skubal and him only being there for 3 months, But a team like the Braves with a little bit of cachet could go, hey, look, if you stick around, whether we win or lose, we could put that money in your pocket, So my word is flash, because literally in a flash, AAA players, AA players, minor leagues, farm systems, high school baseball players, everybody is on the table. Your life could change in a flash. So let's keep it moving, of course. When it comes to the next thing on what's the word, I like this one. I'm somewhere in the world of sports and entertainment. So let's go ahead and get into it. So right now, when I think of what's the word, right? What's the word? I need to know, man. Tom Brady versus Logan Paul. So Tom Brady and Logan Paul had their viral run-in on July 17th during an on-stage panel appearance during Fanatics Fan Fest. I think the Jacob Javits Center in New York City. Of course, everybody knows Fanatics Fan Fest is when Fanatics puts on a big show. They bring out some of the top names in sports and sports entertainment. They bring them together, of course, to show off merchandise, what they got going on for next season. A lot of times there are players there who are kind of revealing what their plans are during the offseason. Conversations that are being held are normally really good ones. A lot of, internet fighters being traded back and forth. But in the middle of this, somehow, some way, we got Karl Anthony Towns, right? Trying to hold him back. But this has happened for months. They've had a little bit of back and forth where, of course, Logan Paul somehow has gotten under Tom Brady's skin, especially about that flag football game. So when they got on stage, the famous GOAT Tom Brady reached around Karl Anthony Towns and delivered an open-handed slap to Logan Paul's face. So, Uncle Scott, when you think about the GOAT slapping Logan Paul, and I know you got a good one for this one, I need to know, my friend, what's the word you got for Tom Brady slapping Logan Paul, Uncle Scott?
Fear. I think Brady would be afraid he'd get hurt. I think that's the whole problem. I mean, he goes in the ring for a full match and he tears something. There goes the TV contract, maybe up in flames a little bit. There goes, his any promotional stuff that he does. Logan Paul's the smartest man on the earth right now. He's goading Tom Brady into doing this. Mm-hmm. So I think Brady's word is fear and Logan Paul's is smart. So that'd be my words for them.
Yeah. So of course, Bobby G, man, as you think about Tom Brady slapping Logan Paul, what's the word for getting slapped open-handed in front of a bunch of people, though? What's the word?
Safe space. Yeah. Safe space. Let's keep it. I mean, it is what it is. Sports entertainment. I think most people look at it and know. If you know, you know. It's a work. It's a good work. But safe space because Logan Paul wasn't going to do anything. Anybody who knows or follows WWE right now, Logan Paul is recovering from a torn bicep. Mm-hmm. So it's like there's literally no fear of him doing anything back, or because he's not going to put himself back on the shelf and miss out on his own paychecks. But yeah, I mean, it was good. It was entertaining. Some get back for Logan Paul destroying him on the flag football field. We all saw. So it was all fun, and it got the people talking. So it worked. It did serve its purpose.
There you go. And I'm in there with you, right? It did what it's supposed to do. And then of course me on the back end, when I think about Logan Paul getting slapped by the GOAT. My word is super slam. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, for real. It's my word is SummerSlam. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we've been seeing Logan Paul with the famous TJ Watt arm brace on. TJ Watt played half of his career with that arm brace on. And right now, just as Bobby just said, literally, it's a work. It's a buildup. This is a buildup to there being a match when Logan Paul returns, and in the middle of the match, we go, "Oh my God, there's Tom Brady! What is he doing? There's a chair." You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, Tom Brady! What's my guy? What's the Asian wrestler used to blow the dust in people's face? Y'all remember that? We need Tom Brady. I need Tom Brady to blow dust in Logan Paul's face in the middle of a match, and then Logan Paul get kicked in the face and then pinned 1, 2, 3. Logan Paul wakes up. He goes nuts in the middle of the ring. It's a big, huge, debacle. Everybody goes crazy. And then somehow towards the end of the year, we get a Logan Paul, Tom Brady match in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? For real, because that's how it happens, ladies and gentlemen. If you know anything about sports entertainment, right now, Triple H is watching those numbers. He's like, oh yeah, and Triple H is sending the numbers to Tom Brady and Tom Brady's camp. And he's going, Tom, look, they love you. They still love you. You ain't even playing football and they want to see you. Let's get you in the ring. Let's get the heel dynamic cranked up because everybody hated you playing for the Patriots. They hated you. Beat all of their favorite teams. Let's make them hate you some more as Logan Paul switches to the babyface role now, right? We're going to make Logan Paul the good guy, make him seem like he's only just, doing what he's supposed to do. And we make the rich and famous GOAT of football, Tom Brady, a heel, and we make him do some mean, nasty things to mess up a Logan Paul match. He goes out there and he does the freaking Hulk Hogan leg drop in the middle of the ring. What? Can you imagine the pop that the arena will have if he goes out there and in the middle of the match, just literally jumps off the top rope? Okay. I know. It sounds wild, but that is what happens in sports entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Brady will risk life and limb just for that same amount of pop like he used to. And then, of course, I got a little bit of something else. So let's go ahead and get ready to do it. Okay, so right now, of course, we're getting closer and closer to the beginning of the college football season. It is exciting. I can't wait. We're literally I think about 2.5 weeks from the beginning of the first couple of games, which really mean nothing. But then they got those Sunday games, which are exciting in the SEC. ACC is going to be taking off. But recently, as the SEC week has been going on, and Lane Kiffin made his appearance today, there's been a little bit of rumblings. Y'all know about the rumblings? Everybody knows about the rumblings. So what has been happening in the world of college football is it's possible that in real life, the SEC is trying to discuss a departure from the NCAA. So it's no longer message board speculation. The SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey recently acknowledged that discussions about a difference in governance and the structure are real. However, he also said leaving the NCAA is not a preferred outcome, and the emphasis on the value of national organization, if it can function, is effectively the pace and place in which they want to do. So the idea is the SEC's frustrations are all around the regular things because they think they make the most money. So it's about the NIL, it's about athletic eligibility, the future structure of the college football playoff, the desire for stronger national standards and reduced uncertainty, and concerns that the NCAA governance is struggling to keep up with the modern times of college football athletics. So Greg Sankey basically does have some good points, but his comments suggest that SEC leaders believe that college sports may need a dramatic change in the difference of the governing model, which has been led by the NCAA for decades. So, guys, as we just skip all over the big words I just read, right? What's the word? When we think about the SEC seceding from the NCAA and possibly linking up with a larger and more effective conference like the Big Ten to produce a super conference. Uncle Scott, I got you on that one.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Once these words start coming out from anybody, usually there's smoke to the fire. I think the SEC wants to this expanded playoff. They want all the teams in the playoff. The SEC wants to make tons of money. Who's going to give them the tons of money if they ever leave the NCAA? It's not going to be ESPN, because ESPN is taking the risk of no more college football games. Zero, besides the SEC. And you can only put so many games on network TV out of one conference. If they go SEC Big Ten, those teams will never get back in the NCAA again. So they really got to think about what they're doing, because if they don't and they leave and they form one super conference, if something goes wrong, they have no recourse to get back in the NCAA because they won't allow it. So I'd say goodbye.
Wow. Okay. Of course, Bobby G, man. It sounds wild, but we've seen the restructuring of conferences happen before, but not necessarily the restructuring of a whole governing body when it comes to all athletics. So, Bobby G, this is a wild one. So I really need to know, man, what's the word for the SEC moving to do their own thing, bro? Like, what's going
on? Do my best Thanos impersonation. Inevitable. Like,
that's a good one too. That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I think I brought this up like last year. I can't remember if it was on Rec Room or a different platform. But I'm like, one day these conferences are going to wake up and realize they don't need the NCAA, and here we are. They have enough boosters. They generate enough money. They literally don't need the NCAA. They could form their own bodies, and the only thing is going to take more than the SEC. Like, it's not enough teams. I could see a situation where they're merging with the Big Ten and Texas, not Texas University, the state of Texas. Take all those schools, and then like, that's your talent pool for damn near every sport.
Yeah.
Like volleyball, baseball, softball, football, basketball. Like, there is no NCAA without the Midwest, South, and Texas.
Without question.
What you got left? California, who have already given up their race to go join these conferences. Like, come on. It was inevitable. And you talk about the money, man, the networks will go where the money is being generated. You know, they will find a way to weasel out of these contracts with the NCAA. And if it comes to it, they're going to do what's best for them. Like, and to be fair, this really didn't start just now. It started with Notre Dame. When you let Notre Dame dictate their own terms forever, somebody else was going to want that privilege. You know, unfortunately, it's just come to the point where it's an entire conference and not just one university. So, now we just look at the NCAA and we say, what you gonna do? Yeah.
For me, I gotta switch it up a little bit, because it's a deep dive into the way that the sport is being portrayed right now, because it's so much going on, but you can't ignore the way of the world currently. So my word is realistic. Let's get real, okay? Let's be real. Right now, they're paying college players millions of dollars, okay? currently the SEC has not participated in the national championship game or even the semifinals for the last 4 years.
Three straight Big Ten.
Three straight Big Ten championships. 4 years ago, I think we as sports guys, we were consumed with the idea that the SEC is the best conference. They produce the best matchups. They got the best players going into the league. Look at Alabama. Look at Georgia. Look at the and we would watch the draft and go up. Here goes Georgia again. Up. Here goes Alabama again. And we could definitely see a change in the tide. Now, once you started messing with player eligibility, which is what the majority of this, I believe, is over, because you got these players who were granted the extra COVID year. This is the final year of the players with the COVID year. This is also going to be one of the final years where you can get multiple secondary degrees. So you can have players going for their masters, being transferred, and so on and so forth. Like they're signing off on all of this stuff federally. And as you start to play with the money of the larger of the entities, such as the SEC, such as the Big Ten, they're going to find a way around that, brother. I'm so sorry, but we got to figure it out. If you think that you're going to stop some of the most prominent players from participating in one of the most lucrative sports in our conferences, because don't get it twisted. There are basketball teams in this conference. There are badminton teams. There are swim teams. There are, soccer teams, but all of the teams, every last one of them, somehow, some way, feed or cycled through the funds brought in from football. You know what I'm saying? And that is the truth. And it's hard to imagine that, hey, look, these other sports don't bring in the money. But when you think about what goes on with the NCAA and, a Georgia Alabama game, that ain't nothing but money, More money. Literally, it's nothing but money. Bread. I am currently in Jacksonville. We have a neutral site game, which goes crazy, which is the Florida-Georgia game. They play it right here in Jacksonville because it brings in so much money. So when you start, separating the principles of the overall governing body from what is the best interest of, these entities like the SEC, like the Big Ten, Big 12 conference, Big East, all of these. When you start messing with that, hey, look, man, I sure don't like it either. You don't like it, I don't like it. Just like very similarly what we saw over the summer with Texas Tech. As soon as you started saying, hey, man, we're going to let a player who got caught for an NCAA violation play football again, everybody decided to hold hands and say, well, guess what we're going to do? We're going to bind together. We're not going to let you play us. Simple. It's we've seen it in a negative light over the summer, and we're seeing it somewhat in a positive light now. So yeah, what my word is realistic. Let's just get realistic about it. The sport is changing, the landscape is changing, and speaking of changing, we're going to continue to change. So I got a surprise one for the guys. I put it in the chat. I'm hoping everybody got a chance to see it. So yeah. So one more. What's the word? Because we ain't got no time restrictions today. Big shout out to Brian over there. What's the word for what we are seeing as the WNBA is getting ready to start their week-long celebration for the All-Star game? I don't know if you've been living under a rock, but we love women's sports here on the Rec Room. Big shouts out to our women's basketball associate, aka FOTG. That's right, a friend of the game, Mia O'Brien, who covers women's sports like none other. I know she would have a lot to say about this one, because the WNBA three-point participants include Marina Mabry from the Toronto Temple, Ryan Howard from the Atlanta Dream, AZ Fudd from the Dallas Wings, Bridget Carlton from the Portland Fire, Natisha Heidman from the Seattle Storm, and Janelle Saloon from the Golden State Valkyries. Now, if you don't know, there are a couple names that I did not say. I wonder why. Well, I'm talking about Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu, and Kayla McBride. Three of the most prolific players in the WNBA have all decided to not participate. It's like watching LeBron at the dunk contest not in the dunk contest. So as we get ready to discuss the WNBA and the best players and some of the biggest names not participate in one of the highlights of the WNBA All-Star Weekend, fellas, I gotta know. What's the word for the Stars not being in the highlight of the All-Star game this week? Bobby G. Surprise too. My bad, surprise.
Miscommunication. Sabrina Ionescu basically saying, she can't. She's saying that her rejecting the contest was false because you can't reject something you weren't invited to. She's saying she never got an invite. McBride is saying she got a half-ass invite from her, just a random text to her agent. And so it's like come on, man, what are we doing? This is a professional sports league. Like, how are we conducting ourselves? The heads of this league have been exposed for the last 2 years, ever since, going back to the beginning of the labor discussions. Right now they just all look like a bunch of clowns. Like, what are we doing? The NBA's got to step in and we need to change the leadership. We need some people who can organize things and communicate. That's all. That's all. Organization, communication. That is all it really takes to run a successful anything. And those are the two basic things: organization, communication. Can we get that?
Right.
Just at a bare minimum.
I like it. Uncle Scott, you know what it is, man. So when you think about the players who are not participating, like you said, for whatever reason, in the WNBA most prolific contest that weekend, which will be the 3-point contest, when you hear about that, Uncle Scott, I need to know. What's the word for not participating?
Buffoonery.
That's a good one.
Buffoonery. I mean, what are we, like Bobby G just said, what are we doing in the W offices? No Caitlin Clark, no Ionescu, none of these best players at 3-point shooting. I mean, what are we? Come on, really? Look at the field for the 3-point contest. Azzi Fudd. I mean, she's a rookie. She doesn't shoot many threes in games. Why wouldn't a lot of these players want to take on the Caitlin Clarks, the Ionescus, any of the best 3-point shooters in the league? Why would they not? Instead, the WNBA says, you know what? We don't need them. We'll just throw together 6 names out of a hat, and that's who we're going to go with, without Caitlin Clark and Ionescu. I agree with Bobby. The NBA, Adam Silver needs to step in and say, hey, Miss Engelbert, you're fired. Goodbye. See you later. We're going to get a new commissioner in. She's been there since the beginning. I get it, but buffoonery. Buffoonery is the word for me.
Wow. Okay. As we think about the words of buffoonery, this is kind of a. I got a couple words. This is drop the ball. Like, literally drop the ball, bro. Like, come on. We have been in on the Caitlin Clark watch from the get-go. She's having a remarkably healthy season. She's possibly going to have her name in there as the MVP. We love A'ja Wilson. We've seen it happen a couple times, but just like in the NBA, there will be voter fatigue this year. And I think there will be a change of the guard in terms of MVP. And if Caitlin Clark can stay healthy, her name will be in that bag. Sabrina Ionescu. What? She got a text? You know what? You get that roll over. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, everybody's grown here. You ever roll over and get that? What are you doing? Text? It just say WYD, no context at all. You just WYD. I don't know. What am I doing? Would you please represent the W in the 2026 3-point contest to be held in Chicago, as you are one of the biggest stars of the league? No, that's not what it said. It's a text to my agent. What did my agent say? My agent called me. They got FaceTime. Everybody's going, I don't know what they want. What do they want? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I guess they want you there. What they want me to do? I don't know. Okay. I don't know how we got. I can't imagine how we get through this. This is a professional league.
Yeah.
The women's game has eyes on it that it's never had before. They're expanding every year. We got 2 new teams. I'm excited to see what's going on because of course, I'm not clowning, but look, we got somebody from the Toronto Tempo participating. We got Janelle Saloon from the Golden State Valkyries participating. This is a brand new team. So with the eyes being put on the product right now, why not include the biggest stars? Why not? I mean, literally, it could be done. But anyway, as we move forward, man, I think we got a lot more to get into. Guys, I am excited to get into it. But yeah, that was What's the Word, always here at the very front of the show. And of course, hey, bro, guess what? We got a brand new sponsor. So right now, I got to go ahead and bring it up. Big shouts out to our newest sponsor, the Laundry Detergent Man. That's right. The Plug on Detergent is in the building. He is opening a brand new warehouse. If you are in the Jacksonville area, we are over there off of Curtis Street. Yeah, 6058 Curtis Street, right here in Jacksonville, Florida, 32244. The super sale begins this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. You can get a super 5-gallon bucket, 5 gallons of detergent. And I got one. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to buy detergent for the rest of the year. And I got kids, okay? We are going to be going ham this weekend with the grand opening of his warehouse. All brands, all sizes. And if you wanted to take it to the next level, you can even get a pallet of detergent this weekend. And I'm telling you, this is the sale you want to participate in. Big shouts out to our already one of our biggest sponsors and one of our biggest helps, Unique Trends and Styles. Remember, you can still go there, get fresh and get fly. You can make the appointment with T and Unique. Get that 10% discount on your boy. It is happening right now, right before our very eyes, because Unique Trends and Styles is where you will go in as a customer, but you will leave out as family. Fellas, we're going to take a quick break, of course, and we will be right back to get right into the crux of what we got to do. Bobby G, I see you did some work. Y'all want to see the new joint? We're going to let it run. We're going to be back in about 2.5 to 3 minutes right here on the RecRoomSports Radio Show. Let's do it. That's right, man. Oh man, yo, big one time for my guy, the digital media and marketing done here on the RecRoomSports radio show has been produced by none other than Bobby G. Bobby G, that was fire, bro. I appreciate that.
Try to do what I can do when I can do it.
Hey, man. Look, it's fly. It came out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep on doing it. But you know, when we do it right here on the RecRoomSports radio show, we're gonna do it for the people. So we're gonna make sure they're getting a little more money. So big shouts out to Unique Trends and Styles. Big shouts out to the laundry detergent man. Don't forget this weekend, the grand opening of his warehouse. I'm telling you, go and get your bucket of detergent. Stop making excuses. Like, oh man, I gotta go get another bottle of Tide. I gotta get another bottle of. No, you don't. go and get that bucket for $25 and save you some money. And man, so speaking of saving money, a lot of people blew money this past few weeks as we witnessed the World Cup take the United States and every other country by storm as we were one of the host countries. I tell you guys, this was one for the books. And I am not the biggest soccer fan, football fan, if you will, but it's one of those moments in time where I felt myself have to pause and stop everything and say, okay, I got to check this out. I got to see what's going on. And over the weekend, we got a chance to see the World Cup finals, and it was a game which featured what I would consider a changing of the guard, if you will, international changing of the guard, as Lionel Messi on his way out of his career, once again a storied career, one of the GOATs of football, pretty much towards the end of what I would think is the tail end of his career, even though he's still playing in the MLS with Inter Miami, and the rise of one Lamine Yamal, and this is for Argentina and Spain. Guys, the thing is, our friends and constituency here on the RecRoomSports, they might not be the biggest football fans. So let's go ahead and give them a little context. So, of course, everybody should know that the World Cup final was a huge deal. Somewhere in what we like to think about when it comes to FIFA and the World Cup, you got to compare it to the Super Bowl, the NBA Finals, the World Series, and in some way, shape, or form, it's even bigger. After years of dominance from Lionel Messi, we're witnessing one of the kind of official moments where he will pass the torch globally from his hands to the hands of the electrifying Lamine Yamal. So with this being what it said, this is a World Cup Finals. It's not just another championship. It's the biggest sporting event on the planet. So somewhere in this, you got to think, is the World Cup Final bigger than the Super Bowl? Has Lionel Messi officially handed the spotlight to Lamine Yamal? And what does the future of international soccer look like? But, you know, what normally happens is here in America, we get international soccer greats coming to be a part of the MLS to the eyes of the American public during the twilights of their career. But even in the twilight of Messi's career, he is out here going crazy during the rest of the World Cup. But Lamine Yamal on the other side, man, it's wild to say that this is this young man's first opportunity to be put on the world stage to represent Spain and to actually have an opportunity to face his idol. I think this was a big deal. So, gentlemen, as we kind of take a moment to do what we do, we're going to play one of the other games that I love to do, where we kind of do a little bit of this or that. So when we do this or that, we're basically going to say, look, hey, we got the World Cup. We get it. Argentina lost 1-0, 1-0. Okay. Messi is on the Argentinian team. He is the GOAT. He lost. The torch is being passed in this game. So what sporting event can we compare it to for our viewers and listeners out there that somewhat was a passing of the torch? And I know there's one of us who's been at most or viewed most of these games, and that would be my guy, Uncle Scott. Uncle Scott, when you think about the passing of the torch from the World Cup, when you say this or that, what can you compare the winning of Spain and the losing of Argentina to?
I would compare it in a broad sense. to if you look at the NBA. Bird passes the torch to the Pistons. Celtics pass the torch to the Pistons. Pistons pass the torch to the Bulls. The Bulls pass the torch to the New Jersey Brooklyn Nets. I mean, you gotta go with that angle with this. Is that any of the NBA's historic franchises eventually pass the torch to somebody else? And who do they pass the torch to? So in America, the comparison that I'm going to make is the World Cup passing of the torch compared to the NBA passing of the torch with these hallmark franchises. Lakers pass it in the West to Team B. Team B passes to Team C. It inevitably happens where you're passing the torch to another team. So that's what I would compare it to.
Perfect. I definitely can agree with you on that one. Bobby G, as you take a moment to do this or that, what you got when you compare the World Cup to something that we've had an opportunity to witness here in America?
It was like Shooter McGavin passed the torch to Happy Gilmore. You know, I mean, we're all excited about the World Cup. Definitely fun being one of the host countries. All of the Americas were able to host. But let's keep it a buck. Soccer / football just is not America's thing.
Nope.
Our team went as far as we thought we would go. We had hope that they would do better. Yes, it was great watching the great players do their thing, and should Messi not play in another World Cup, it's great to see, him one more time have a shot at it. But it's like for America, Happy Gilmore is like the NFL, and Shooter's like Shooter represents soccer. And one, it's desired relevancy in America, and it's like no, you're just passing the torch, so we can get ready for. I don't want to say it because it's disrespectful for American football season.
Hey.
That's what you're passing the torch to.
Yep.
As soon as America got eliminated from the World Cup, you know what everybody said? Bro, it's like 3 weeks to the preseason.
Yeah, when you
lost. We didn't care if they lost. They're like, bro, training camp starts in like 3 weeks. Sweet. So yeah, like I said, it was great. It was fun while it lasted. It was fun being the host country. I know all my people in Boston are glad they're going because they drank up all the beer.
Go.
right.
Like, the people of the city of Boston were done with the World Cup like 6 days in.
Yes, for sure.
So yeah, it was great. It was fun. It was good watch. It was compelling. Lots going on, but nobody's gonna miss it.
Nobody's gonna miss it. I feel you. You know who we kind of miss when we start the show and they're not here? We miss our guy AP Allen Rouse. But the funny thing is, when he gets off of work, he drinks an energy drink in the parking lot, then he comes in his room and gets ready to do the show. Big shouts out to our guy AP for joining us in the green room. I think he's ready. We think he's ready. So, Allen, welcome to the show, AP. How you doing? What's going on? How you feel, brother? Welcome. Jump right in. Of course, we're discussing the World Cup and its significance, and we're doing a little bit of this or that, Allen, where we're going to compare what happened with the World Cup to what we pretty much get a chance to view here in America. So when you think about this or that,
Alan drank half the beer with Alan drank half the beer in Boston, by the way. Just so
you drank half a beer. Yeah, Alan looks like a half a beer guy. So what can you compare it to, Alan, as you get fresh off of work? And thank you for joining us.
I mean, first of all, if you count if you mean by energy drink you mean Mountain Dew Code Red, then yes, it is an energy drink before have an energy drink before work. But I always tell people this every time I talk about European soccer, every time I talk about the World Cup, and people ask me questions about it. Think of it like a college football atmosphere, because college football for us is the closest thing we have to European soccer, in my opinion, as far as atmosphere, as far as participation, as far as fan support, this, that, and everything. And yeah, the NFL is great. It's a spectacle in and in itself. But as far as the crowd, the atmosphere, college football. I always compare college football and European soccer or football as kind of the same branch, because it's just the atmospheres feel similar, the energy feels similar. But yeah, that would be the one thing I would compare it to. I know people will probably say, well, the NFL is better, but here's a college atmosphere. I don't know how many of us have been to a college football game. The atmosphere is just different. It's just different. It literally, to me, it really is the closest thing we have to football outside of America.
Wait, can I give you another comparison that popped into my head like 2 minutes ago?
For sure. Go ahead. What you got?
The men's Olympic basketball final. USA against any other country in the world. It's more important or more heavily scrutinized in the other countries of the world than it is America, because everybody expects the USA men's team to win the game. Everybody around the world says, you know what, if Germany could just play their best game, they could beat the U.S. If Argentina, Australia, whoever is the opponent, could play their best game. So those other countries, and all of them, not named the U.S., get super intense about it, where the U.S. fans just say, oh, it's just another final. We're going to win by 20, 30 points. That's going to be it. I would compare it to that, where it was more important for the other countries than it was in America, as Bobby G put it. So that's what I would compare it to.
I can dig it. I definitely can dig it. So when you think about that and this and the comparison, yeah, it's way more important than other countries. And I'm gonna tell you this. While we got some time, big shouts out to everybody who watching Bo Crouch's channel from Coast to Coast Sports. Thank you for joining us. We will bring Bo Crouch on shortly to discuss football, as we are excited to do with him. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. While this was happening, I was getting a little bit of a history lesson, because I didn't know about geopolitical standpoints that Argentina was somewhat in on multiple occasions, in which involved what's a good way to put it? Nazi conformity. I didn't know that. I had no clue. I had no clue about the way that people looked at them and the hate that they were spewing in the stands on other countries and other countries' fans, and I had no clue. But to me, that kind of plays into what I'm about to do. So give me a second as I broaden the horizon for you guys as I talk. So okay, once again, if you're late, we're talking about the World Cup final, Argentina versus Spain. It happened, it went down, and Messi was on the field with Lamine Yamal. And this is where we're going to start it right here. So let's paint this picture. So, bam, okay. In the picture, ladies and gentlemen, this is a young Lionel Messi. Y'all know who that baby is? That brown baby? Okay. That is a young Lamine Yamal. Out of nowhere, magically, fate just so happened that his mother petitioned or was drawn for Messi to have this picture taken, for him to kind of be like the father of soccer in Europe, right? It was a cool picture, and there's some other pictures where the mom is involved, and Messi's cuckooing and gaga with his baby. It looks great. It's an awesome photo. And to me, this, in a sense, is the beginning of the story. Y'all, everybody loves a good Marvel, story where, in the end, the evil, so the evil character comes back because somehow, some way, like, let's say like Batman, kicked a guy, beat up a security guard, and his son, saw his dad, recover from being injured by Batman, but he was just working. He was just doing his job. He's just working at the door. He didn't mean to do anything bad, Batman. He had no clue. Well, Lamine Yamal grew up and turned into the person who executed the win against the GOAT. And the thing that makes me think about this and compare it a little bit as I take this picture down, I'll put up another picture. I got this one right here with Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas. In 1989, the Lakers and the Detroit Pistons went head-to-head in the finals. Don't forget, the year before, in 1988, the Lakers won the series 4-3. Uncle Scott, you know that, right?
Yep.
And in 89, when the picture took place, the Detroit Pistons swept Magic Johnson on out of the playoffs. And this was and as we talk about, the feelings of different people and countries and so on and so forth, this picture is controversial, just like the other picture is controversial with Messi holding that brown baby. This picture is controversial because the evidence of the times was nobody knows Magic's sexual orientation and all kinds of stuff. And look at them kissing on the court. No, man, it's really about the players. This was a great show of sportsmanship. That's his brother. It's like Lamine Yamal and Messi. Messi's holding a baby. Why did all of the other things really matter? You know what I'm saying? What matters is this is brotherhood on the court. And as I say brotherhood, as an African-American man, I really want y'all to think about that. These are two guys who are put together. When Magic Johnson was in the league, Magic Johnson was talking with Isaiah like, you next. You're the next one. You're gonna do better than me. Yep. Now they both said they had no idea they would play each other. They didn't know, but when the season started in 88 and 89, Isaiah knew, hey, look, I'm gonna have to play my own boy. I'm gonna have to kill him. Literally. With a smile on his face. Everybody knows Isaiah Thomas smiles in the middle of everything. So these two pictures kind of go hand in hand, as both of them were, politically analyzed and broken down and talked about, with Messi holding Lamine Yamal and Isaiah Thomas and Magic Johnson, a friendly peck on the cheek. Now, am I going to see Bobby G in Vegas and kiss him on the cheek? No, I'm not going to do that. But, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? This is what they felt was a good sign of brotherhood for them at that time. Just like the other picture of the baby, Messi just holding the baby, bro. Where did all of that hate come from? You know what I'm saying?
Because he's a better man than me. You better get this baby away from me. You see, that's how false paternity suits are born. We're not doing that.
Hey,
I will take a picture with you holding your baby, and I'll stand there. But no, we're not. I'm not holding your baby, looking down at the. Nope. We're not doing those.
Yeah, and then in the other pictures, he's like washing them in the tub and all kind of stuff like that. It was a little, it's an intimate moment with the father or the who then would be classified as the godfather of soccer, bro. Because
the minute I do something you don't like, we are in court. And see, nope, can't do it, man. Messi, you can't be doing that stuff, man.
Listen, that's what I do in my life. Is somebody says, "Hey, do you want to hold the baby?" No, thank you. That's your baby. Don't want to hold it.
Cute baby, right? Yeah, cute baby, but no.
Cute baby from afar, but no chance. My wife's like, "Oh, come on, hold it." No, don't want to do it. Not a chance. So.
Yeah. So as we break it into the second hour, I just want to let everybody know. Of course, we have a new sponsor. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We got new sponsorship right here on the RecRoomSports Radio Show. We got the laundry detergent plug. Do not forget that he will be opening his brand new warehouse this weekend for everybody here in the Jacksonville area, 6058 Curtis Street, right there in the heart of Jacksonville. If you got $25 and children and laundry that you need to wash, you need to be there, because I think once I get off work, I'm going to slide through. I already got my laundry detergent. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, a bucket with a pump is real in the field right about now. So what I want you to do is get that address, see this ad, and pull up and say, man, I heard on the RecRoomSports Radio Show that you got buckets of laundry detergent. And if you want to take your laundry detergent game to the next level, we got pallets of laundry detergent, ladies and gentlemen, right there for the low price of $800. You can get two for like $750. Okay, it's crazy. The deals you cannot beat, because we have all of the retail laundry detergent on site and ready for you. So big shouts out to the laundry detergent man. And also big shouts out to our number one sponsor, Unique Trends and Styles, where D Unique is out there cutting up all of the newcomers in the building. Go in and say that you heard it on Rec Room Sports. Get that 10% discount on your boy. And remember, when you go into Unique Trends and Styles, you go in as a customer and you leave out as a family member. Coming up next, man, we got Uncle Bo on the back end from Coast to Coast Sports. We're going to talk about the ESPN firings on the where we bring the internet to your radio. And we've got so much love for football. We cannot wait for it to happen. We made our own list. Shoot, why not, right, fellas? I mean, everybody else got a list. We might as well make a list. I think Bo got a list. So anyway, y'all, I want you to stay tuned. We'll be right back in 2 minutes right here on the RecRoomSports Radio Show. Let's do it. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. That's right, it's the guys from the Work Room Sports Radio Show. Out of nowhere, we have been flooded with comments about this next thing. You know how we do. Welcome AP out around state for joining us after work. Uncle Bobby, Uncle Scott. We don't put the two of y'all together. Uncle Scott in the building, and then of course from Game Town 216 and Audible Sports Podcast, where life and sports meet culture. We got Bobby G in the building. And right about now, this is where we bring the internet to your radio like we always do on the second hour. So this is one of those sensitive ones because there are some names that we're about to bring up that that mean a lot to me and to everyone in and around the world of sports. So we can't forget that here on the RecRoomSports Show, we are a part of the zeitgeist, which is sports and sports, marketing and television. But there were some firings, bro. There were definitely some firings for one of the worldwide leader in sports. which is, of course, ESPN and the broadcast family of networks, which now includes NFL Network and MLB Network. There are some names on the list of people who were let go and released that I just gotta say, like, I really can't believe it. So, gentlemen, as we bring the internet to the radio right about now, this is where are we with this? Because it's some names on there, and I'm a little thrilled because I didn't, who knew? But oh well, it's just that's the nature of the beast, I guess, is what you could say, right? Alan, as you look at the list of people who were let go and the circumstances behind it, we need not necessarily to go into what names stand out to you the most.
I mean, I'm sure Scott would agree here. We do a baseball show every Wednesday night, so hearing that Karl Ravech got let go was kind of a shock. As long as I've been watching baseball, which is, started in the early 2000s, literally every baseball tonight on Sunday or Sunday night baseball or what have you, it's always Karl Ravech, or one of the guys that's always on there. So that one definitely threw me off a little bit. Yeah, that to me is probably the biggest shock to me. So that, and a couple of the I can't remember their names right off the top of my head, but a couple of the long-term people that have been on SportsCenter for like 20 years now, usually the weekend editions of SportsCenter. So those would be the big ones for me personally. So.
Okay. So Bobby G, as you have gotten a chance to analyze and break down who's being let go, what are some of the names that you see up there and just kind of throw you off a little bit?
I mean, Alan definitely named one, Karl Ravech. I'm not the hugest baseball fan, but you just, as a sports fan in general and a fan of the network, you get used to just hearing certain voices at certain times. So that was for sure one. Brian Clark probably being the biggest. Literally, especially when you listen to every person that he's worked with, and they all kind of touted him as like the next talent who's up next, kind of next in line to maybe be the next Stephen A. We not only know him from ESPN, but the work he's done on his own with the Pivot podcast. Like his fan base was growing, and his microphone was getting bigger. So that was kind of shocking. And I guess the way it happened, more and more so than anything, kind of mid-show. And, we just talked about like the WNBA not being able to organize and communicate. Like that was mishandled terribly, to where he had to remove himself mid-show. So I would say those two. Cam Newton, not so much, man. Cam, come on, bro. I got my own thing and my own feelings about Cam, but I mean, and like he wasn't as big as a player. He's kind of like, more a side player, special guest. So I really wasn't surprised about him. But yeah, I'd say Ravech and Clark for me.
Okay. What about you, Uncle Scott? As you look over the list of people and things, what who like you said, Ravech is a big one. Ryan Clark's a big one. What about you?
I'll attack it from this angle. I have two lives. One is my regular life on this show and stuff like that. My second life is a high stakes fantasy player. Stefania Bell was a trailblazer in the industry. She was the first female/male that was a certified doctor, orthopedist, that when a player got injured in baseball, basketball, football, ESPN went to her and got her on the air to talk about their injury and what the timeline was for them to come back. So, and then Matthew Berry, who fantasy players know, he runs a fantasy life. He's on NBC's Roto World, stuff like that. Hired her to give her a shot, and she became one of the foremost fantasy people, female fantasy people in the industry. And to let her go, who you just signed to a big contract about 8 months before this, and to say, nope, we changed our mind. We're going to get rid of you. We're going to let you go. It just boggles my mind what the thinking is up at ESPN. Because you sign somebody to a huge contract, you give them an extension, you sign them to big money, and then within the year you say, no, you know what? We've changed our mind. We don't want you anymore. We're going to let you go. All this is designed to give Pat McAfee, who I love his show, entertained and personified, he's going to make over $60 million a year in ESPN. That's the number that's been coming out. So all these moves, the Tom Pelisseros, the Stefania Bells, the Kyle Ravages, Ryan Clarks, are all designed to back the Brinks truck up at Pat McAfee's door and to say, Pat, we're going to pay you all this money to be on the air. And the only two things Pat McAfee does is has his talk show for 3 hours a day on ESPN and is on College Game Day Saturdays. So Pat McAfee, Stephen A. Smith, Peter Schrager, one other person that I'm probably forgetting right now, are the main moneymakers at ESPN, and everybody else is way below them. ESPN needs to figure out what they're doing here because they're paying 3 or 4 guys megabucks, and the rest of them you're going to just make the bare minimum. So that's why you see all these people on ESPN SportsCenter and ESPN, the network, that you've never heard of before, because they're willing to take all this low-end money to be on ESPN. Yeah. So that's why you're seeing what you're seeing right now. It's because Pat McAfee's contract is up and he's about to get paid. So,
well, I don't know about y'all, but if they call me, I'm out, bro. I'm sorry. I'm gone. I gotta go.
Yep.
Let me get that check, please. Yeah, Pat McAfee. I'll be like, up next, Pat McAfee. Up next, Stephen A. Smith radio show. I promise you, but no.
Stephen A., can I get you a cup of
coffee? They're doing that though.
Water, anything, please, Stephen A.
Right, it's Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith. Yeah, I watched that episode of General Hospital. Mr. Smith, he looked awesome.
Yes.
I say to be fair, they're actually doing that though. Like, I mean, we know ESPN bought NFL Network, and remember one of the first moves that they made, they brought this young content creator on and gave him a show on the NFL Network. And a lot of the freaking analysts tried to hate on him, like for instant experience. I'm like, bro, you're doing the same thing to this young kid that you say these players do to you when they try and crap on your career and your knowledge of the game. Now you're doing the same thing to this young man for doing nothing more than excelling at what he did, putting himself in the position to get that spot, and then excelling once he hit it. So, to be fair, the ripple effect of this is, these big networks, they're looking at more of the next generation of content creators to kind of lowball. I mean, let's call it what it is, lowballing, but you're still getting an opportunity to speak from a much bigger microphone than you currently have.
Yeah.
Whit, you're on your way. You're on your way, Whit.
I can't go unless I bring the team with me, dog. I got to tell them, look, in the contract, I must have freedom to invite Neil O'Brien, everybody who's been down with me, my guy from P5 Athletics. I got to get Will Holloman. We got to get Bo Crouch from California. I want Bo to fly in. I don't know. We got to get Bo on a jet. He might. I don't know. Bo seems like the type of guy don't mind an economy flight. So we can fly Bo in. He can kick it. We get Bo. Bo will promise you all the peanuts you can eat. And you'll be right there with us when football season starts. But
green M&Ms.
All the green M&Ms, right? This is me right here. I am learning how to do this space. This space requires funding. This space requires money. This space requires you to have a mental capacity to know when and when not to say certain things or how to say them. So that excludes Ryan Clark and Cam Newton right out of the gate. And when I say that, I'm talking about I really enjoy watching them break down and analyze football. I enjoy Cam Newton on Funky Friday. I enjoy Cam Newton on Fourth and One. You know what I'm saying? He has an eclectic way of approaching doing his analysis, and I cannot lie. You, from seeing him play football, you could never think that Cam Newton was this type of energetic or would bring this type of energy to what he does. But like Ryan Clark looked like Ryan Clark when he talking about sports. And if you thought that he was hard nosed when he was playing safety, just wait till you get him on set with you, and he does not believe in what you're saying. Okay, Peter Schrager got a harsh look into how Ryan Clark not only approaches football but sports analysis. Yep. Look me dead in the eye and say, "Hey, bro, you ain't never put on no helmet." I can tell you ain't never been tackled, bro. I don't know where you got that from. You know what I'm saying? And I'm paraphrasing and I'm joking because, but when I say that, I like to also put out there that Peter Schrager has cut his teeth, if you will, gaining the credentials and the knowledge behind how and who and what to talk to. Peter Schrager has been on the NFL Network for as long as I can remember. Right. He went from wearing, collar shirts every day to $1,000 suits. Peter Schrager's hair is unmatched. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm that type of person. I'm on the outside looking in. So when I see the growth happening, I'm in, oh yeah, look at this suit. Look at Peter Schrager. Look at Schrags. You know what I'm saying? Like he's my friend or something. Look at Schrags. That's a nice suit. You know what I'm saying? His hair is tough. And he's got, he's been in the game so long that his credentials hold weight. Now, did he touch the field? No. Did he play a little Pop Warner? Maybe. But he has worked in the field long enough where I cannot do. You have to know that discrediting him on a nationally televised morning sports network will definitely have some ramifications. And the thing is, I am a Ryan Clark fan, but you gotta remember, Ryan Clark ain't been on ESPN for about 4 months already in the first place because of what he said at the beginning of the year. He had some comments at the beginning of the year where they took him off, and he was just on, I want to say, First Take, maybe last Thursday when I was home and I was up in the morning. I was like, and everybody was like, "Yo, we haven't seen Ryan Clark in so long. Good to see you, brother." He was just getting back in there. You gotta know where your bread is buttered, okay? If I know the knife is in the drawer next to the sink, I'm not going to reach over in the wrong place. This ain't my house. You see what I'm saying? This ain't my house. I'm not just going to go through your drawers. You told me the knife is over there. That's the knife I'm going for. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir. But of course, Ryan Clark has his own platform, The Pivot, which is doing well, and he has his own money because he was paid handsomely by multiple teams in the NFL. So somewhere in his mind, Ryan Clark get to look angry and frown his brow and go, "Well, I don't care." You know what I'm saying? Cam Newton, same deal. I don't care. Well, that's all right. I enjoy my time, and rightfully so. They have all of the cachet to continue on their careers in the space in which they have cultivated, which they will not be censored and will still garner millions of views. But when you on that network with the Mickey Mouse ears, baby, watch who you talking to. That's it. That's watch who you talking to, and still bring the facts, still bring the information that will turn heads. We still want you to bring the funk. Don't get it twisted. But come on, man, you disrespecting the money. You got to know that. You got to, and it's unfortunate that especially in Ryan Clark's position, they pretty much let him know in the middle of the show, and next thing you know, he wasn't on it no more. Speaking of middle of the show, it would be my pleasure to bring on one of the most West Coast world-renowned sports commentators, sports analysis, goes to WNBA games, goes to football games, goes to soccer games, comes to your local bar and drinks and eats chicken wings. Huh? I would be remiss to not bring our good friend Uncle Bo onto the stage so we can talk a little bit about this. Uncle Bo, welcome.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey, Bo.
Always good to see you guys.
Alan, by the way, you've been fired. You can.
Oh, sorry, Alan. We gotta let you go. All right. Oh,
man.
You imagine that you're Ryan Clark sitting on the air, and all of a sudden somebody gets in the ear. All right, Ryan, you've been fired. You can leave now.
Yeah, we
okay.
Alan, you signed that extension, Alan. You good?
They gotta just sign with Yahoo Sports.
Right.
Now that was wild, right? Like you kind of get it slipped to you, and then it's like, oh, should I go then? And they're just like, yeah, probably. I mean, if you find out in the middle of the show, it makes sense that they would just be like, hey, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and kick rocks now? Because we don't want you to say something wild on the air.
Oh,
right?
you know, and you got to know, Ryan Clark was probably going to go, well, this is my last show, so I'm going to say,
For real,
what about
right?
Can you imagine the host on the show? We got Ryan. Ryan, where are you, Ryan?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but see, if you're the producer, you'd rather have that than have him come back on and be like, now let me tell y'all something.
Right, right.
I'm going to tell you the real ESPN.
Right.
Let me talk to you guys about TPS reports.
Right,
for real. Yeah, and I loved that Bobby called Cam an NPC, just a side character, can't really do it.
It's like it's Cam Newton, man. It's like,
You're not wrong though. No, I mean honestly, when you look at the list made sense, right? So even though you have the MLB network, losing their guy,
yeah,
ESPN moved away from Sunday Night Baseball. Right now they have Women's Sports Sundays, and that whole show ended up going to a different network. So it made sense as you're acquiring these companies that some of these people are going to have to go. They did this 2 years ago also, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's not like any of them are a big shock. Like having another insider, they already have all the insiders. They don't need another one to compete against themselves. Yeah. I mean, so a lot of these moves did make some sense. Ryan Clark, obviously, based on comments that he made, I don't know that that's necessarily exactly why he got fired, but I mean, from the outside, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Right.
Like he was on the hot seat from the get go.
Yeah.
Oh, no question,
for sure.
He was on the hot seat from the jump, and what I like to think about it is, you can't we can sit here and talk about it, but Pat McAfee, Stephen A. Smith, two of the flagship analysts, if you will, we can't blame them for the attention they got. We can't. They are up there for a reason. And hey, look, one of the things I heard and I read that Pat McAfee, what happened when Pat McAfee got that first extension was he went to all of the producers, everybody that was with him on the original, from the get-go, for when it was just a podcast. He went to all of them and gave it, because it was a lot of money he got. He gave everybody a book bag with $25,000 in cash. Yeah, can I just hold a marker? Yeah, look, marker. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad about it, but when you think about who was tenured, and then earlier this year, one of the longest tenured analysts and sports announcers, Linda Cohn, retired. Linda Cohn had been on ESPN since its inception, I want to say. And we've seen her literally go through multiple iterations of herself and still look like Linda Cohn. So maybe she saw the writing on the wall, and before they could, let her go, she decided to go out on her own terms. So big shout out to Linda Cohn as well.
Elle Duncan, same thing. She left within the last 4 or 5 months. But
yeah,
my wonder is if ESPN went to both of them and said, "Hey, listen, we're not in 6 months. We're going to have to let you go. We don't have a position for you. Do you want to go and look for something now, or retire now before we have to do this?" Maybe ESPN was smart enough with those two women and said, "You know what? Why don't you go find something else, because we're not going to retain you. After the summer's over, you two are going to be gone." So that, I wonder if in Elle Duncan's case, that's why she went to Netflix and she's doing all that stuff. And Linda Cohn just said, "You know what? I'm going to retire now before it gets messy." So
yeah,
that'd be my wonder.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that one. And of course, I love how ESPN gave Elle Duncan the ability to kind of like walk out gracefully and be on the show with her girls, and them all say some really, really nice stuff to her before she got a chance to leave. But bigger and better is on the horizon for Elle Duncan at Netflix. And I feel like that same way, because there will probably be less restrictions on what they say and what you can and can't say on the Netflix network. As we see, Netflix is stepping into the realm of not just sports, but sports entertainment, as they have, put on WrestleMania, not WrestleManias, but WWE events, the home run derby, boxing, so Netflix has probably got that red carpet out, like, "Hey, Ryan, I got a space for you. Don't think just like, a year, 2 years ago, somebody who I think is really, really good at breaking ESPN, or was breaking ESPN basketball news, Chris Broussard found a really nice space over at Fox Sports. Now do I politically agree with everything that Fox puts out? No, but they do have a great lineup of shows, which their analysis is on par with ESPN's. But are the eyes on there? Maybe not as much, but they do have a good set of people, leading us into the sports world. So enough about money and things like that, fellas. Let's get into the fun things that we do, because of course somewhere we ain't gonna do nothing but lean into this. Okay, because that's what it's all about. But right now we got Uncle Bo Crouch from Coast to Coast Sports in the building. Thank you again, Bo, for joining us. So Bo, we have been on the show for about 2 weeks, feeding for some football conversation. So somehow we have diverged, dug into, and found a way to concede to multiple lists. We've got top 5 lists leaking out of our ears. I think the other day we talked about the top 5. I think it was the Chris Sims top 10 quarterback list, which disrespected Tom Brady.
He's on some he's got good stuff going right now.
Right, ESPN.
Never trust the Texas quarterback. Never trust the Texas quarterback.
There's another one of those out there that has the 10 current going into this year, and even that one didn't make any sense. Like you were looking at it and you're like, you have Drake May and you don't have the guy that just won the Super Bowl in there. Like, what are we doing?
Yes, as well. Yeah, we were looking at that one last week and we said, well, magically Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP, is like number 7. You know what I mean? So what we decided to do today is have a little bit of fun. Everybody should be prepared for this one. So we got top 5 players that we are excited to see this 2026 NFL season, regardless of position. So, Bo, I got a chance to get this to you earlier today. I know you're prepared for it. So, Bo, do us a huge favor. Your top 5 players that you are excited to see this NFL season. Go ahead and lay them out for us, man, because you know what? This is a little time where we kind of do a little thing we like to call special delivery. So you are delivering us your list, Bo. So who you got on your 5 players?
Yeah. So the first one for me is Cassius Howe for the Bengals. And one of the reasons for that, obviously, Trey Hendrickson moves on. He was the only shiny moment on a horrendous defense, right? And when you're looking at this edge, he's out of A&M. He's fast. He's a great. Has great pursuit. Does do well in in run support as well. So I mean, he is a pretty balanced linebacker or edge rusher. I mean, finished second in the SEC with 11.5 sacks. So I mean, he's a guy that you're hoping can step right. I mean, in that defense, he's absolutely going to step right in and be a key player. So, and when you're looking at some of the comps for him, it would be from the Chargers, Tuli. I always forget how to say his last name. Tui Piloto. He was also a second rounder, right? And you've seen his growth with the Chargers over the last couple of years, and that's kind of what I expect to see out of Cassius. I don't know that he's going to be real polished coming out the gate. He's going to be a rookie on a bad defense because, sadly, that is one of the main things that the Bengals did. Like they didn't do what Dallas did and add a bunch. They were like, hey, we got one. Now we're bored. So I'm not really sure, that they did enough there, but he's going to get every opportunity to come out and show that he can be that guy. And they're hoping that he is, because they didn't do a lot else. You want me to go through them all, or do you?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, run through. Yeah, get your 5. Go ahead, get your 5.
Okay, all right. Number 2 for me is Jadarian Price here in Seattle. Big one for that is first round pick, right? Last pick in the first round. Showed great talent in Notre Dame. The cautionary tale, if you are a Seahawk fan, is the fact that he didn't have the starting job on his own team. in college.
Yeah,
and so that raises some concern. He is more of that downhill plant and go kind of guy, right? So he does have that initial step speed. He does have pretty solid hands. The big question also becomes, can he fill the role of a Super Bowl MVP that just left the team to go to KC, right? So he has some big shoes to fill, and he is not only coming from a tandem back situation and coming into one, but he's going to be the sole back to start because Charbonnet is going to miss the first part of the season coming back from his injury. So he's going to have to come in and be that dude. So I want to see in camp that he is levels above the other guys that are there, because as a first round talent, you want to make sure that he only didn't start because he had a generational guy in front of him, not because he has to be part of a tandem back. So that's my number 2. Number 3 would be Sonny Styles, linebacker from Ohio State. This is one where Washington became very old very quick, right? And they're in a division that has gotten significantly better this particular draft, right? Like you looked at New York getting better, you looked at Dallas getting better, and so Washington needed to do something to bring some youth to this team. And you have Bobby Wagner leaving, Sonny Styles, great talent. Obviously you saw that all throughout this, all throughout the year. Is it going to be enough to help Washington move forward? Now, again, he's fast. He can jump. He's everything that you want. And there's a reason that, he's one of the top linebackers in this draft. But is that enough to keep Washington in a race where everyone else in the division got better? Also, when his comps keep coming back as like Fred Warner, those are some high expectations.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to have to come out and absolutely crush it, because anything short of that is going to be a huge disappointment when you have the hype train saying he's the next Fred Warner.
Yeah.
So this one will this one will make Alan happy. For me, number 4 is the Cowboys defense as a whole, because they spent the entire draft doing nothing but getting everything on defense, which, let's be honest, they needed. They had the number 1 scoring offense and then the worst defense by a mile. You watched games where receivers were catching the ball and you thought it was like a combine day because there wasn't a single Cowboy in the screen. So the fact that they went and got Downs, they got 3 edge rushers and a corner, all within the first 4 rounds, right? So, they were absolutely loading up this defense, something they needed in the biggest way. With some of the questions that the Eagles have, that makes the Cowboys kind of right there for being able to take over that division. Giants are going to be interesting, not necessarily good, but they'll be interesting. But so number 4 for me is the collection of 5 players that they got on the defensive side of the ball. And then number 5 for me is Carson Beck. And some of that is because what is Arizona doing? They got Jacoby Brissett holding out. I think he's held out long enough at this point that he's probably not going to be on this team. Ooh. So then you're looking at this era's version of Ryan Fitzpatrick and Minshew, which means he's not going to start the whole year. So Carson Beck's going to get a real shot. They have, the number 1 running back on their team. They do have talent all over that roster. Where they don't have talent is the offensive line. And that's why this Carson Beck situation is going to be interesting, because when you watched him in college, although he was good at decision-making, he's a big guy, right? He's 6'5". Where his game falls short is under pressure. And if you don't have an offensive line, and they kind of don't in Arizona, under pressure is where he's going to spend a lot of time. So either he's going to overcome that part of his game, or it's going to get ugly in a hurry. So Carson Beck, that'll be my number 5 of just pure curiosity. we're going to get some pretty good looks at him here in the NFC West as he's going against 3 rough defenses for not having a good offensive line.
Man,
But Bo, the Cardinals did say that Jacoby deserves more money. He deserves more money.
Yeah.
How much more money do the Cardinals think he deserves?
Well, so here's the thing. Here's the thing with Brissett. Did he play noticeably better than the other competition in the room? Sure. Yeah. Okay. Did that equate to wins?
No.
Sure didn't. So I don't know how much more you're going to pay a guy that did he play better than everyone else? Sure. But you got 1 win out of the guy. So, I mean, how much do you really want to mess with that? You have Minshew in the room. Minshew's more fun to watch. It doesn't mean more wins. I mean, but all you have to do is eclipse 1. So it's not like the bar is set super high. So no, if you're the Cardinals, why would you pay him? Like there's no benefit to that. It's not like he was coming off a 10-win season that, he was doing work. Like he looked better in losing efforts. That's not wins. Like moral victories don't keep jobs in the NFL. The NFL is what have you done for me yesterday? It's not even like lately, like last year, like you lost 3 games, you might be gone. I mean, so it's a unique atmosphere in the NFL. So I don't know. I think Brissett found his way out of there, and Minshew is going to be fun for about 5 or 6 weeks. And then they're going to give, Carson as much rope as he can have.
Yeah. I agree. Carson Beck was one of the ones I was looking at because, that gauntlet that he's going to have to go through. I've watched multiple iterations of shows where they're debating on, wins and losses for the seasons. A lot of people do not have Arizona winning more than like 5 or 6 games. And to a degree, that is based around the fact that, based around exactly what you just said, Bo. They have the weapons all over the field except for the offensive line, which was like a sieve last season. So I'm excited to see exactly that. Carson Beck is one of mine on my list, or I had on my list. Now I'm going to take him off and replace him with somebody else. Thank you so much, Bo. But
Vegas has Arizona 4.5. So I mean, the belief is not there.
Go for the under, baby. Go for the under.
Right? Did you see the Cardinals schedule before their bye week? It is brutal.
Oh yeah,
completely brutal. They may not win a game before their bye week. I mean, 0-11.
Just in the division, they have 6 losses cooked into the schedule.
Forget it. And then they play Philadelphia, and they play. I think Dallas is in there someplace.
They always beat us, Scott. They always beat us, no matter what. We could
not
be
this
the
year.
best.
That's true, though.
We could be the best team in the NFL. They could be the worst team in the NFL. We still lose to Arizona. I don't know how it happens. It just happens.
They will go 1-16, and their win will be against Dallas.
Absolutely.
For sure.
But Bo, you're being your eternal enemy and consummate rival. You're fired. The list was absolutely boring. We don't want to see. We don't want to see any of those players. Let's get the real top 5.
I wanted to put your receiver in there, but since you don't have anyone throwing him the ball, he's probably not going to get that many yards.
That's absolutely fair.
Shots fired.
That's absolutely fair. And your team is the defending champion, so I can't say much. So I'll just crap on your baseball team, who we smacked the crap out of.
I mean, that's easy to do.
But
there's a reason I had the hashtag from hope to nope to describe my Mariners.
From hope to nope. That's a good one.
Put some danger in the list, man. Put some danger in it. We want to see these guys. Let's put Baker Mayfield on the list. We want to see if earn that $100 million, $130 million that you're asking.
Is this your 5, Bobby? Go ahead. Yeah, that's your 5.
You gotta put some excitement in it.
I wasn't going with existing players. I was going with rookies.
Oh man, that's boring, man. Let's put Scatterball on that list. Okay. Let's see if you backflip. On the football field, you got 200-pound linebackers trying to murder you, and see if that knee is okay. Let's put your guy Sam Darnold on. Apparently, nobody believes in him, so let's see if he can do it for a third time. Who else? Let's put the guy you gave away. Super Bowl MVP, K9. Let's put him on that list. Andy Reid hasn't had a running back, I think, with his level of talent in quite some time. Let's see if he can turn him into a Shady McCoy. or a Brian Westbrook and get Kansas City back on the map. Let's put Micah Parsons on that list, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Are you healthy? Are you really going to do? Are you going to transform that Green Bay defense? Myles Garrett, you're on a winning team now, dude. What you going to do? Let's put some dangerous guys on that list.
I like it.
Yeah,
like let's lead off with some danger. Speaking of leading off, we got AP in the building. You got on a hat of a respectable team.
Oh God, here goes 5 Cowboys right on the
some would call God's team.
Michael Irvin,
Emmett Smith, Roy Aikman.
Alan, you're 5 as we get it. Come on, Alan. Hold on, let me hit the button. Who you think is going to deliver, man, for your most excited players to see this NFL season?
So I'm going to start in Tennessee. Shout out to Mr. First Down. I'm going to go with Cam Ward to start out, see how he does. He's got new weapons coming in, upgraded offensive line a little bit. Defense, they added some pieces too. How will Tennessee fare this year? Do they play better? Are they still in the same spot they were last year? If not, if they are, that's kind of concerning if you're a Titans fan. I would like to see if they do improve this year, and if they do improve this year, I think it's going to be off the back of Cam Ward. So he'd definitely be up there. Looking up Jackson Dart. Let's go to the Giants. Why not? I sneakily actually like the Giants this year. I think, and I kind of want to see what Jackson Dart does in year 2. Now that he's going to have a full offseason and training camp as the starter, and how Scatabo as well. Is he going to stay healthy enough? Just the Giants as a whole, how they fare this year. I guess Patrick Mahomes, because obviously last year spent a majority of the year hurt. Is he going to be fully healthy and ready for week 1? Are they going to be slow out of the gate? Is Kenneth Walker going to have to carry a majority of the load for the beginning of the season? So that's going to be something to keep an eye on. Man, you know what? Why not? We'll go with the Cowboy. I'm going to say George Pickens. You're playing on a franchise. You're playing on a franchise tag. He said it. He said it doesn't bother him. His main goal is just to go out there and play.
Yeah. Well,
if you go up, show that you're one of the top receivers in the NFL. Hopefully Jerry doesn't put you on the franchise tag again. But
2 times.
I mean, go earn you some money, GP. Go earn you some money. And then last but not least, I'm actually going to go to Matthew Stafford. Phenomenal year last year. MVP caliber performance last year. They have the Super Bowl in SoFi this year. Can he have a repeat performance? He's got the team around him now, or not, even more of a team around him now that Myles Garrett is in there. Can they go back to back? Can they go win a Super Bowl in their own home stadium once again?
Great list, Alan. I too am excited to see what goes on with Matthew Stafford. The thing is, we haven't heard much from Uncle Jerry, which is very strange, except for some reports that he had some really, really good things to say about not just Dak Prescott, but the contract situation, which is looming for previously said wide receiver, and that he does look forward to him being here and having a standout year. But with that standout year, that's just going to be one thing. We got to pay them boys, okay? We're going to have to pay him. We got CeeDee Lamb on one side. CeeDee Lamb got that check. I think we're going to have to pay that one too. But, I'm excited to look forward to what's going to happen in Dallas, as well as Bo mentioned on the defensive end, and as you talked about on the offensive end. Uncle Scott, I know you got your list together, brother. Who you got on there for that 5?
Alan stole 2 of my guys off my list. So I'm going to redo it on the fly. Jeremiah Love's number 1. Number 3 draft pick. The owner wanted him in Arizona. They paid him. He's one of the top paid backs in the league. That offensive line may not lead him to success this year. Plus, you got the lingering James Conner in back of you and Tyler Algier. So there's a 3-headed monster in Arizona. So when Arizona is trailing in games, how much are we going to see of Jeremiah Love? Is it going to go to James Conner and Tyler Algier? or are they going to stay committed to Jeremiah Love and give him 20 carries a game?
You know what it's going to be? Split backs, because one of them's going to have to block, so there's at least a hole.
I know. Tyler Rozier's probably saying, why did I sign here? What's my agent doing to me? You're fired, buddy. See, but yeah, I mean, the owner wanted him. They drafted him. Of course, as a number 3 draft pick, you get slotted in with bigger money. Let's see what he does. I'd be really interested. I don't know if it's going to be like an Ashton Genty year where he gets hit in the backfield over and over again, or if he does excel and is worth the number 3 draft pick. So I'm interested to see that. Number 2 for me is A.J. Brown. You talked your way out of Philly. You got traded to New England. You were a fan of the Patriots growing up. You're back with Mike Vrabel again. He's the number 1 alpha receiver on that team. Let's see if Drake May can get him the ball 8, 9, 10 times a game, or are they just going to spread it around to Dobbs and Holland and Boutte and Trevion Henderson in the backfield, or is A.J. Brown going to be that alpha receiver that gets 150 targets and is all world like we know he can be? The one caveat I'll say on him, his knee. How bad is his knee? How good is his knee? We'll find out probably pretty early in the season if he's healthy. So that's my second guy to watch. My number 3 is in Bo's neck of the woods. JSN, new offensive coordinator. He's the alpha. They opened with the Patriots. Christian Gonzalez did a fantastic job on him in the Super Bowl. Is JSN going to be lined up all over the formation? Are they going to move him around so maybe he's off of Gonzalez or the top cornerbacks? Because when you look at Seattle's receiving core and back of them, it's not great. Rashid Shaheed will be good, but after that, I think it's Jake Bobo still there, Bo, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's still here. I mean, you're kind of forgetting Cooper Kupp.
Kupp, yeah. Is he going to have a renaissance a little bit and help JSN take the pressure off of him? New offensive coordinator. That's the big thing for me. What are they going to do with him as the OC?
That is a real question. I mean, Kupp is great against your second corner.
Yep. Yeah, it's just like Devonta Smith when A.J. Brown came in the camp. He became really good. My 4th guy is Fernando Mendoza. When is he going to play? How much is he going to play? Can he grasp the offense, or is this Kirk Cousins' job for the entire year? We don't know. I'm interested to see what Mendoza is like in the pro level. I think it's not going to be as bad as J.J. McCarthy, and it's not going to be as good as the top quarterback. It's going to be somewhere in the middle. When does he start? When do the Raiders say, you know what, our season's gone, Kirk, you're out, Fernando, you're in? So that's my interest with Fernando Mendoza at number 4. Number 5, Alan, say it with me, David Montgomery. You got traded to Houston. You're the number 1 back in Houston. What have we known in the last 2 years? That Houston offensive line has not been good. The last time we saw C.J. Stroud in the field was a playoff game against the Patriots. He looked inept to be nice to him. David Montgomery going to carry the mail for the Texans and be that guy that can score 12 touchdowns and rush for 11 or 1,200 yards. We saw what Joe Mixon did the first year he came into Houston. Can Montgomery come close to that? And if he can, Houston's going to be that much more dangerous. But if he can't, you have to rely on C.J. Stroud to carry the mail. I don't know if he can do it. So I'm interested in what David Montgomery does and how they utilize him also out of the backfield in the passing game. He's shown he can catch the ball at glimpses. Can he do that again in Houston? I say yes, but we'll see. So those are my 5.
I like it, man. You really got me on that last one, because somewhere we like C.J. Stroud. I think we want to see him do well. We love the storyline. We love all that stuff where he's like, yeah, my dad was in prison. I told him I'd never go, blah, blah, blah. But he's got to play better. This is one of those years where he's got to play better. And just like, he was given the keys to the franchise, and we're looking for that, that move, that thing that he does to take him over the hump. I've got somebody on my list, which he's going to have to show that he's getting over the hump as well. So let me go ahead and get my 5 in. So, guys, you know how it goes with me. I gotta get a little. I'm going a little bit everywhere with this one. So first of all, number one, this season, the off season started with us talking about this person, and we had to bring Bo in because this was such a monumental move. So number one for me is going to be Jared Verse. So of course, last season playing for the Rams, outstanding season, almost made it to the Super Bowl, 7.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 1 pass defended. He's going to Bobby's hometown, Cleveland Browns, and he's replacing arguably the best defensive player to ever play the game. I don't know what type, when they say like you got big shoes to fill, just put your foot inside of a Shaquille O'Neal shoe and try and run full speed. It's very hard to do, but you have to. I think he has to make his own. He has to make a name for himself there, and everybody stop saying, well, he's replacing Myles Garrett, because for the first 3 weeks they're going to say, well, he's over there replacing Myles Garrett. That's all they're going to say. So his productivity, his leadership in the locker room, his the way he carries himself, he did really well in LA. And technically the Browns basically got 2 first-round picks, one in Jared Verse and one in the future from LA. So it's going to pay off for them if he produces. He doesn't have to go out there and get 12, 13, 14 sacks. He doesn't have to do that. But if you bring that 7.5, 8.5, yeah, you say he does. If he goes out there,
no, I'm saying he's gonna.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to still get those numbers. 7.5 was good. I see him doing better. So I'm excited to see that from Jared Verse in the Cleveland Browns uniform. This one for me is an anomaly, but I don't know how to describe it, but I'm an optimist, right? So this one for me is a good one. So Kyler Murray, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what it is. The new Madden is going to come out. The new Call of Duty's come out. GTA 6 will be here in no time. He's going to be distracted, but will he let those distractions hinder him from being a great leader and a great quarterback this season for the Minnesota Vikings? So Kyler Murray, of course, played 5 games last season. He started off 5 before he missed the remainder of the season. 962 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, an 88.6 passer rating, blah, 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 sacks taken, all that good stuff. But will that somehow, some way, hey, buddy, that's what happens when you do your show at home. But will he somehow find a way to do better in a Minnesota Vikings uniform? And I'm excited to figure out what he will do, because they're pretty much just handing the keys to him right now and saying, hey, look, there was a competition, but there ain't no competition. Put your stamp on the team and be a starter again. And I think sometimes the movement of quarterbacks helps, in some way, shape, or form, because they're not going to be bringing up all of that old stuff from Arizona. He gets to make a new name for himself in that Minnesota locker room. So I'm excited to see that. My third is kind of like a 2-parter. Hi, Kenny. Okay. All right. So then you got my third one is like a 2-parter, because this person has already been in the locker room. He is the starting quarterback, but he's going to have a new best friend. And his new best friend is going to be his OC. So we're talking about Justin Herbert and the Chargers. So with Mike McDaniel being released from Miami and joining him, you kind of get like the Mad Hatter, if you will, of offensive coordinator. So right now, of course, Justin Herbert last season, really well, 3,727 yards, 66% completion percentage, 26 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, QBR 94.1, basically built in a lab, if you will. The prototypical quarterback, if you were to build one on Madden, would look very similar to Justin Herbert. He uses his legs, he uses his arm, but the play calling seemed as though it did not match the talent around him last season. Bring in Mike McDaniel, who doesn't have to worry about everything and all of the madness going around him in a Miami uniform in a Miami front office, and just let Mike McDaniel do the play call. Just let him call the plays. Hey, here goes the run here. Hey, and I was watching NFL films early this season. They do those replays of games. Mike McDaniel's on the sideline having a great time with the plays. He's like, hey man, you feel like running? Okay, we're gonna call you this one. Pop. And, there you go. And I think that type of energy in a space where you already got the unconventional wisdom of a John Harbaugh, any Harbaugh, I don't care which Harbaugh it is, it's unconventional. So when you put those two together, I think Justin Herbert is going to be set up for success this coming season, and I'm excited to see it. So number 4, it's one of those where it's coming home for me. It's coming home. So here in Jacksonville, we have a saying where we yell "Duval," and in the stadium here in Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence is one of those guys where, to a degree, here you go, buddy. Go get a snack. To a degree, he can't do no wrong. Last season, 4,000 yards, 60% completion percentage, 29 touchdowns, interceptions. One of the plays that I got to witness, y'all. Me and my wife were in the stands, sitting next to strangers. We all became friends. Trevor Lawrence hits the ground, playing against Kansas City on a Monday night game, gets up, untouched, runs, and scores a touchdown. The most miraculous thing I've ever seen in person in my life, and it blew me that this is the guy that is going to lead this franchise to the future. And as they are rebuilding the site here in Jacksonville at the bank, if you will, Trevor Lawrence is at that point, just like C.J. Stroud, where you got to show us, because we're putting all this new stuff around you. You got to do it. There's no other excuses. We got the coordinator, you got the coach. I think it's looking like they're meshing well. Is this going to be the opportunity that you need to do well? Because what is it? Grant Udinski returns as the coordinator for the offense again, engineering a record-setting 2025 season and established marks with 474 points scored in a total of 55 touchdowns altogether. So that's really good for an offensive coordinator and a quarterback pairing. And then last but not least, I got to go home. I got to talk about me a little bit. And when I talk about me, I'm talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, okay? The Pittsburgh Steelers backfield is to be slated between Jalen Warren and up from Carolina, Rico Dowdle. Now, last year, Rico Dowdle got 1,000 yards, 1,076 yards, 4.6 yards a carry. Out of nowhere, comes in and tells the Dallas Cowboy defense to put on your chin strap. And he meant it. I think for me, as a Steelers fan, that type of bravado has been missing. And I'm not saying that Jalen Warren can't bring it, but I like Jalen Warren on third downs. I like him as that scat back. We got him in a shotgun. We're going to let him do a little out route. And then, hey, we're going to dink it to you. And then you're going to make somebody miss. We're going to get 5 yards. But I don't necessarily like Jalen Warren as the every down back in situations where, we're in the eye, we're in the power eye. We got the 12 for me. We got the 12 out there. So we got 2 tight ends. I don't necessarily like him that way because it didn't help the aging Aaron Rodgers last season just to run back there and hand him the ball and then expect magically 5 or 6 yards from a smaller diminutive back. Rico Dowdle is going to bring his lunch pail. He's a little bit bigger. Maybe this is what Aaron Rodgers needs to extend his life force just a little longer. And that's why I want to see it. And that's why he's my 5th guy on my list. So I think we've got a pretty good 5 for everybody. Hi, Kenny. Say hi. Say hi, Kenny. Say hi. Okay. There we go.
You forgot the biggest storyline of the season, though, Whit.
What's that?
The biggest storyline is Jaden Daniels' mom finally going to let the boy date Juju Watkins.
Oh, no. No.
Like
Mama don't like it. Mama don't like it. I don't know what it is. If your mama don't like it, bro, you got to listen.
Quarterback season 3, we see Juju at the games. We see, like, come on, Mama Daniels, quit blocking.
I mean,
Mom, I'm really not dating her. Hey, Juju, do you want to go out for dinner tonight?
Exactly. It's all right. Her focus is gonna, switch over to Ayuk anyway. So,
As soon as Ayuk gets there, that's somebody we didn't bring up. We did not bring up Brandon Ayuk and his mysterious way of finding his way out of the 49ers camp and then making friends with new quarterbacks. That is interesting. I can't lie.
I mean, but it's not going to be fun to watch because he's not even doing the stuff to get himself off that team. So there's not going to be much to watch.
Right. I don't know what his plan is. I don't know how. I don't know who said, "Yeah, man, go out there and embarrass yourself." Go ahead.
Brandon, sit at home. We'll pay. Don't worry. Sit at home.
Right? Like, get some better friends that are like, "Hey, man, you might be messing up." Like,
right? Yes. This my John Lynch showed up to your house, bro. I don't know if you want him to come back.
You know, since you brought up Kyler, though, here's I gave a video to you that will make it even more interesting to watch this, because the relationship between him and JJ doesn't look like it's awesome.
They sit on opposite sides of the room in quarterback meetings, I think, don't they? They don't even talk.
The idea is when they did it earlier at the OTAs and they asked JJ what was going on, he had a really glowing comment. He was like, matter of fact, it was the other way around. Kyler Murray was like, "Yep, we're friends, we're sitting, we're talking, whatever." JJ was like, "Yeah, we're in the room. We're in competition. We're friends. We're not friends."
So that is that sound bite right there.
Here's the real problem. JJ said he doesn't want to play GTA 6. And Kyler said, "Well, then forget you. Then you're done. I'm done with
your part of the clan."
Hey, we've been waiting for that for 15 years. He's lying.
Okay, so as things are happening in my house, give me just 1 second.
Oh, by the way, I want to bring something up. Just saw this come across. The Giants have announced that Malik Neighbors is not expected to start the season on the PUP list. So more than likely he's going to be ready to go. I'm not sure by week 1, but he's going to be practicing at the very least in training camp. So
yeah, none of us put Malik Neighbors on that list. It's kind of odd.
I'm surprised nobody said Tua either in Atlanta.
Yeah, no, they had Tua.
We forgot about Tua.
Tua was going to be on my list as well, but hey, I thought that was a good one. Once again, Bo, you brought the flavor like you always do. Where can we catch you in and around? Yeah, I'm sorry, things are happening. Where can we catch you in and around your circumference of sport, your sports world from coast to coast?
Yeah, so I mean, if you're here in the Northwest, obviously you see me at Storm games. I'll be at the Torchlight Parade this weekend. I'm going to be a guest coach for Julio Rodriguez's baseball camp. So, pretty much if you're around, I'm probably going to be around there somewhere too. Obviously, if you are not in the Pacific Northwest, you can find me on my YouTube channel at Football-Talk and all the socials, Football Talk with Bo.
Awesome. Is it true the rumor I heard you're giving away free tickets to the studio audience at Coast to Coast?
Oh man, if I had a bigger studio, I would absolutely do that. So studio audiences are actually a ton of fun. Because when I do the Thursday Night Football Sports Bar series, I actually do that show in front of the live bar. And it is hilarious. It's probably the best way to put it. Because you never really know. Not only do you not know what's going to happen on your show with the guests that you have, but you really don't know what's going to happen with everybody getting sauced up in front of you. I mean, you're generally pretty safe at the beginning of the show, but it's an hour-long show. And once you start landing on people's teams, as you go through all of your pick'ems, sometimes those people feel a certain type of way about you burying the Browns or something. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure that average, by that second shot of tequila, say one more thing about the Philadelphia Eagles, Bo. Say one more thing.
Yeah, come on, Bo. Just say it. Go ahead.
That's what they're doing. They're like, yeah, talk about the Washington Commanders one more time.
Thank God you do that show in Seattle and not Philly.
Right.
My co-host is a guy from Philly.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So my daily show is the Philly Sports Guy, and
that's right, Pags. That's right.
Yeah. So Pags is my co-host. Funny enough, Monday will be our 600th episode.
That's cool.
Congratulations. Congratulations
for that one for sure.
Awesome.
Bo, of course, thank you once again for joining us here on the show. Is there anything else you wanted to say before you get up out of here?
No, just appreciate you guys having me on. It's always fun hanging out with you guys. And also kind of fun not being, one of the producers. I just get to come in and talk sports and then kick rocks, right? So it's always fun hanging out with you guys. Appreciate it again. Have a great rest of your show.
Okay, always welcome. Wait, before you go, Bo, I just want you to know one thing. We have to figure out a 20 on Jay. So where's Jay, ladies and gentlemen? We don't know. He is traversing the landscape of America, meeting sports fans from place to place. Currently, Jay is apparently. Let me check the location. He gives me his location from time to time.
He's in Dallas.
Jay was leaving Louisville. He is currently on I-65, headed to Minneapolis. And as we like to do here on the Rec Room Sports Radio Show, we like to give you a little fact about something. So I was going to talk about the Louisville Slugger factory lineage and the iconic Hillerich Brasby Company that's been crafting Louisville Slugger baseball bats since the 1880s. But let's talk about Paisley Park. So Paisley Park is a state-of-the-art or has a state-of-the-art recording studio, massive sound stages, including editing suites, rehearsal spaces, private living quarters, and in its exterior is famous for its sleek white windowless industrial design accented by a glowing pyramid skylight that would light up in purple whenever Prince was inside and recording. So, of course, if Jay is on the move, Jay's going to make some friends wherever he's at. So, once again, big shouts out to Jay out there on I-65. If you see him on the road, if you're another truck driver, go ahead, man. Honk your horn, toot toot for my dog Jay. Uncle Bo, welcome once again. Thanks for stopping by. We look forward to seeing you later on in this season. All right, brother?
You know what? Take it easy, gentlemen.
Thank you so much. Man, what a show. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, our newest sponsor this week is having a super sale. That's right. It's going down as the detergent man. That's right. The detergent plug will be opening his warehouse. Please come and join us as you can get a 5-gallon bucket for $25 all day, every day, July 25th and 26th. The grand opening will be happening out there on 6058 Kearney Boulevard. And what you can do right about now is give them a call. If you mention that you have been viewing the RecRoomSports radio show, we'll see if he'll throw in maybe some scent beads or anything else, one of these other side products that he has, because as you can see, you can get your hustle on if you got $800 and sell a pallet of detergent on your own. I don't know anywhere else where you can get these deals, ladies and gentlemen. You got Sam's Club, you got BJ's, you got Costco, but ain't nothing like shopping with the detergent man, okay? Big shouts out also to our good friends at Unique Trends and Styles who have been holding this down from the beginning. I can't wait to go back and get a haircut. It's about that time. So what's up to everybody at Unique Trends and Styles as well. Gentlemen, we've come to the end of the show. Normally we're about done, but let's go ahead and get one of these last couple conversations in. We were going to speak on some NFL news and some Jumbo Shrimp news. So go ahead, Uncle Scott, with that Jumbo Shrimp update for us, please, sir.
Unfortunately, the Jumbo Shrimp went down to defeat today, 15-1 against Worcester.
Jesus.
So,
yeah. Come on,
9 straight losses for the Jumbo Shrimp.
Man, we tough loss.
Yeah. So,
yeah, we gotta reach out to Ethan to make sure Ethan's okay.
It might not be going well right now. Yeah,
FOTG, friend of the gang, Ethan Ive is always producing the Jumbo Shrimp shows right about now. Big shouts out to our producer over at ESPN 690, Brian and Milton. Brian, what it do? I appreciate you. Alan, you said you got some ESPN news you wanted to run through?
Yeah, I kind of went over it earlier, but just to reiterate it, Malik Neighbors is not expected to be put on the PUP list at the start of the season. So it looks like he's going to get to go through some training camp practices and what have you, maybe even make it back for week 1 for the start of the season for the Giants. So that's kind of huge. That's kind of big for them because they weren't sure how long Malik Neighbors was going to be out for. And now it looks like they might have it back week 1.
That's cool.
I only believe Malik Neighbors is back if he does some backflips beforehand. Then
oh man, Malik Neighbors and Bo Scatterboo doing backflips. I don't know. Somebody's leg is stronger than the other. I don't know whose. Earlier today, gentlemen, we kind of glossed over one of the subject matters. We want to spend a little quick short period about it. The Summer League Championship happened. Who were the standouts from the Summer League? And gentlemen, we know that the Summer League is one of the places where we get to see some of the most exciting basketball because the players just got drafted. They're young, they're fresh. They've been practicing their moves in gyms solo for months, waiting for the opportunity to put it on the court for, not just their team, but others. And there are teams that, with undrafted players who are looking to fill G League rosters There are international scouts there looking to fill international rosters as well. I think this was a pretty good showing for the summer league, and of course the championship game was slated with the Memphis Grizzlies and the Golden State Warriors, who came out victorious and won their second summer league championship. But did it mean anything? Does winning the summer league championship mean anything? Bobby G, you had some words about that when we had our meeting. What are your thoughts on the summer league, and what did you really like to see besides the championship game?
No, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, my Cleveland Cavaliers won the championship like 2-3 years ago. You just want to see guys develop. Shout out to my own guy, though, Malik Thomas, second round pick, actually made all first team summer league. So averaged 28 points a game. So it serves a little bit of purpose in that aspect. But are we going to remember 2 weeks from now who won the summer league championship? No. We'll remember that AJ DeBanza put on the show. We'll remember that Caleb Wilson put on the show, and that's what you want to see. Top guys showing out and showing that they can hang at the next level.
Yeah, Uncle Scott, your thoughts on the summer league championship and the players?
To Bobby's point, the top 4 draft picks in the NBA really showed out. Really did a fantastic job when they played. And then I'd add on Yaxel Lendenberg for the Warriors. He really played really well. So I think this draft class that everybody was hyping up, the top 4 picks or so, are going to be 4 picks that are going to do well in the NBA. Maybe not the rookie season, but as we get on in their careers, I think these guys could have phenomenal NBA careers. Not saying top 20 NBA careers. I'm just saying really good NBA careers. So, and that's great to see for the NBA that these young players are going to come in and are going to play well. And I don't think it's too big for them. I don't think this is too big for them. I think they'll be fine. So shout out to them. Hopefully the Wizards don't screw up the Banza too much, because if they do, it's going to be talent that just gets wasted. So I'm hoping that the Banza just comes in and does what he did in the Summer League, and Washington treats him the way they should and develops him. So,
yeah, Alan, your thoughts, Summer League?
I mean, I kind of agree with Bobby in the cases. It's like not many people are going to remember the Summer League at all. We won't be talking about it here in a couple of weeks. It's kind of equivalent to the NFL preseason in a way. You're just kind of there to watch some of these guys, especially the top picks in the league, see how they perform, see how they do in game time situations. And like Scott said, they performed very well, especially the top guys that were taken. It was fun to watch those guys. So overall, pretty solid outing. And I agree with you, Scott. I really hope Washington doesn't screw this up, because it's just
Trey Young.
It's just more and more disappointing. We talk about the Angels being one of the worst organizations in professional sports. The Washington Wizards might be up there too.
It is bad that we talk about Washington and not screwing up the Banza. It's really that's the one overriding factor of this year's draft. Washington, don't screw it up. Let him develop. So, and by the way, November 10th is the Golden State Warriors banner hanging of the Summer League Championship, just so you guys know.
Are you serious? They're hanging the banner?
No, I'm kidding. Remember the Lakers hung up the midseason banner?
Oh yeah.
Tournament, yeah, that's different. Yeah, but not the Summer League.
In their practice facility, not in the arena.
On the good close, though, hey, shout out to the stars and makers and producers of the Odyssey, man. $264 million opening weekend versus $250 million budget. Ooh. So, yeah, they killed it.
Yeah, the Odyssey is one of those ones where you got to watch it, but you got to be ready for that 3 hours. It's 3 hours, ladies and gentlemen, okay? If you
yes, it is.
It's a solid 3. And if you didn't read the book, you're going to be a little lost, because they change it up a little bit. In high school, you got to, like middle school or high school, you got to read the Odyssey at least twice. It's going to happen.
Spider-Man next week.
Yeah, Spider-Man next week.
Mm-hmm.
But then, of course, for me, I'm going to say it like this, right? Summer League, I got an opportunity to lay my eyes on some of the players. AJ DeBansta and Darren Peterson. Darren Peterson had beat AJ DeBansta multiple times throughout their tenure as high schoolers. one time in college. And, Darren Peterson somewhat has been, touted as possibly playing possum in college. Big shouts out to our guy, Tanner Dawson, who believed in Darren Peterson the entire time. But, for what it's worth.
Shout out to the cat.
Yeah, the cat makes appearance.
Yes, the cat's gonna make a guest appearance every time. But the whole point is Darren Peterson is looking like the thing that we thought. I had a conversation when we were putting the show together, and people were comparing him and his athleticism to what was seen from Vince Carter in high school. Nobody can compare to Vince Carter in high school. Those tapes are ridiculous. But that was what they were saying about him. And then he went to Kansas and had a lackluster showing, but it might have been based around what his team demanded of him. They might not have wanted him to fully exert himself and risk injury because, hey, we want you to be in the NBA for a long time. And if he comes out and does what I think he's possibly capable of doing in a Utah uniform with the team that they have surrounding him currently, the sky's the limit for that young man. And then another one low key that I'm definitely interested in as we move forward. And it's one of those names that I think it was a little slept on. Keaton Wagler out there in the Clippers uniform. Young, I don't know what it is about these young curly-haired basketball players these days, but he got that baby face, but he's playing as if he is going to be somebody one day. Peterson was a genius, robbed Kansas, and will make more than AJ ended. Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, you're gonna make more than AJ.
If he goes out there in Utah, Danny Ainge ain't gonna let him slip away. We know that. Danny Ainge ain't gonna let that happen. But Keaton Wagler in the Clippers uniform, I'm liking it. He's lanky, tall, very much the baby face. Shout out to the cat who just so happens to want to make a guest appearance. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing it. So as we get to the end of the show, fellas, so much is going on that we've got a chance to cover. But as we get to the end of the show, we get a little different. So the WNBA is, pretty much taking the world by storm. We've talked about it on multiple occasions, but some comments were made about Angel Reese, and I don't know. I really don't know. Calling her an endangered species. I don't know if you meant that because they're protecting her. I don't know if you meant that because you just weren't thinking about your word choices. But hey, we gotta be careful because Caitlin Clark goes out there and scores 45. 2 weeks later, she's getting her head taken off by Alyssa Thomas. Okay, and whether these young women are coming in with the bravado of being stars because they were paid like stars in college. Okay, they made themselves stars with the platforms that they built themselves on social media, and then they're coming into these leagues playing against these grizzled veteran women who have gone from country to country, demolishing women in other countries to make money, and then you gonna let this little girl come out here and talk about me or talk to me any kind of way? I don't know if y'all know anything about that auntie power that comes from either white aunts, black aunts, Hispanic aunts. Doesn't matter. When that energy comes on and they think they can beat you. You know how it is. If everybody's got that. You got that one aunt who thinks when you're a little boy that they're your mama and they can beat you too. You know what I mean? That is what we're getting a lot of in the WNBA currently. So I just want everybody to keep in a nutshell that this also is competition. But let's not take it out. Let's not take it outside of competition. You still got to watch yourself just a little bit, especially around, you mind your manners around seniors and older women and older ladies. It's the same thing in the WNBA. Watch your mouth. Okay, I know you just shot that three. Okay, I know you just came real hard off that screen, but watch your mouth. Okay, because I'll take your head off, little girl. Okay, that is what they are doing in the WNBA currently, and I love it. I love the competition. I love the fact that they are able to express themselves freely on the basketball court, not just with their play, but with their words and their actions in and around the community politically. Like they're really not handcuffing them. But at the same time, there are other people that are listening to you, bro, and they don't. Sometimes they don't like it, and they are taking it out on these young players, day by day. But the competition level is up, the viewership is up, and I can't wait to watch more women's sports Big shouts out to FOTG, that's right, friend of the game, Mia O'Brien, for putting us on and making sure we're aware of what was going on in the W right now. Bobby G, man, your thoughts on these last couple of women in sports and things like that we've been, peeping on?
Hey, keep it up, man. It's just bringing attention to the game and keep elevating. That's all, man. Keep doing y'all.
For sure. Uncle Scott, you look like you got a thought about that too, right?
Yeah, they're doing what I've known for years, is that women are as talented as men are in a lot of cases. So the women in the WNBA are doing a fantastic job at bringing women's sports to the forefront, along with women's college sports too.
Yeah.
They're all banded together and said, "This is our time. We're gonna do what we can to get us to the forefront." So kudos to them. Keep it up.
Right. And then AP, what you got?
One day at a time, right? One day at a time. Just continue to build and grow what you got, because it keeps going in this trajectory. It's just going to get bigger and bigger.
That's right, and it is growing exponentially. Trust me, we will be there, keeping our eye on the game. And this is what we do when we get to the end of the show. We enjoy talking to you and bringing you a slice of life. Bobby G, you gonna close it out for us? What you got? What, man?
Man, you know what? A lot's been made of these comments made by the Toronto Temple's head coach towards Angel Reese with the protected species comment. And these are opportunities not only to shine a light on something that is inappropriate, and you definitely want to watch the things that you say to and about people. Obviously, the Temple's coach she's from Australia, so she's not familiar with a lot of the goings on, a lot of the history of our country and how certain words can affect certain people. But I just want to say, as quick as we are to point out the wrongdoing or expect justice, or results and something to be done. Obviously, she was suspended for a game. Let's also not forget that it's also a chance to educate on why these things shouldn't be done, why these things are harmful, why they are frowned upon. And that's just as important as wanting the issues to be handled swiftly and justly. Let's not forget to educate, man. The reason why saying something is bad is because in the high social hierarchy of our country, Black women are usually on the bottom of that totem pole. It's something women in general are down, but Black women are usually at the very bottom of that. Over the last few years, there's been a movement to protect Black women going on in America, and it's just making a certain group of people an afterthought in this country. That's why certain things are harmful. So again, just as much as we want to punish, as much as we want things done, we want things to change can only come with education. Let's not forget to educate. So we want to highlight that just as much as we want to highlight the punishment. So
yeah, for sure, man. Bobby G, you said it right. Not much else we can say about that. When it comes to, the sensitivity about the subject matter, you gotta know that, yeah, we rubbing them the wrong way. So they're gonna say some things, and but I'm sure that now that the W has stepped in, she will be better informed about her choice of words going forward, because words hurt, but actions after the words are what we're looking forward to. Guys, real quick, just want to throw this in there. I want to say something real quick. We do this show. We love doing this show. We do it for nothing. We put our effort into, supporting those who support us. So big shouts out to Unique Trends and Styles. Big shouts out to the Detergent Man, who's, don't forget, he will have his grand opening super sale this weekend. Here goes the post right here. Make sure you check him out. $25 for the 5-gallon buckets. But long story, we don't get anything from this, but we do this because we love it, and that includes myself. what I did was the other day at my job, I work at a credit union here in Jacksonville. A gentleman was, coming in. He's not a member at our credit union. He was coming in asking questions. He wanted to cash a check, and somewhere in there, he's looking at the screen. He's like, "Wow, I didn't know that Jacksonville had a women's basketball team. What's that? It's the Waves." And then one of my coworkers goes, "Yeah, that guy back there, he does a sports show. He talked to the people from the Waves the other day." And he comes up to me and he goes, "Wow, I didn't know." And I tell him about him. I tell him I talked to Coach Jess. Tell him to talk to Mia O'Brien. Blah blah blah. Would you like to go to a game? The guy said, "Yeah, I want to go to a game." Yeah, I'd love to go. When is it? Is it how do I go? Do I got to buy tickets? I said, "No. You know what you do? Do me a favor. Pull out your phone, subscribe to Rec Room Sports on YouTube. Do us a favor. Go to Instagram. Hit the button. Like a couple things, man. Give me information. I'll send you the tickets." He said, "Man, I got three granddaughters who would love to go with me to the game. My sister used to play basketball. She lives in Indiana. She's going to be so jealous. Oh, my God, I can't believe it. Are you really going to send me the tickets?" I said, "Yeah, no problem." I made him a nice email, attached the document, told him when the game was. Guess what, man? He had a ball at that game. He sent me pictures, him and his grandkids.
Nice.
Enjoy the midday 12 o'clock game today for the Jacksonville Waves. And that's what I really do it for. I do it to connect the people. Let's connect the dots. Because sports is the great equalizer where we are all the same. We are all friends. We are all teammates, just like we are here on the RecRoomSports radio show. So, Mr. Welsh, once again, thank you for enjoying yourself at the Jacksonville Waves game. And, we appreciate the fact that you took those tickets and have fun with some young women who may be inspired to play basketball themselves one day. Who knows?
Absolutely.
That's why we do the show. So, in the end, we don't do it for the money, folks. Don't get me wrong, pay me eventually, but we don't do it for the money. You know what I'm saying? So big shouts out to everybody who tuned in. Big shouts out to Uncle Bo Crouch today from Coast to Coast Sports, Bobby G from Audible Sports Podcast, where Life of Sports meets coaching. Also, Game Time 216, where I got Big Mike from the Man Cave, Uncle Scott from all of our shows, and AP Al Morales from all of the shows here on the Record Sports. We love you. We appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe. We out the door because these kids is hungry. I gotta go feed them, y'all. Peace.